And we are live. We are live. SBtalksports Real Takes Over Faith Debates here with my brother Sean Webb. How are you feeling today?
Feeling good, man. Long weekend of sports, balls, NBA, some fights. How you doing? How you recover, man? You ain't go to Magic City, did you?
Nah, man. I should have, man. I made time to watch the games here and there when I could. So I got me some games in. I sold the party there. I said, look, y'all, I had to do my show on Monday when I come back home. Look, I know y'all would look. Y'all got to give me at least like 2 hours. You got to at least give me 2 hours to watch these football games and stuff. So I actually sat down and watched some games, especially the yesterday's games more than any the Saturday games for sure. But yeah, man, it was a good show, man. I mean, it was a good time in Atlanta. I enjoyed myself. I'm like I said, you heard me coughing before the show because I was out there like it was the summertime, and I'm dealing with the problems of that now because I go down there. It's -2 out here. I go to Atlanta. It's 50 degrees. It feels like summer. I'm taking everything off. So, no, man, I'm good though, man. We back at action. We back at it again another day. And also shout out everybody who watch the video clips of the shows. We see that y'all like that, so we're gonna keep doing those, clipping up the shows and making little videos for you guys. Y'all guys went crazy on that while we was gone, so I appreciate you guys and appreciate you guys supporting us. But Sean, with me being jet lagged and you tired, we got to get down to business. Let's go ahead and get right to the show.
Don't forget to shout out the sponsor, of course.
Oh yeah. Sorry, www sponsor. Shout out Swift Energy. You go to swiftenergy.gg. Use code RTOFD to get 20% off your order every time you order. Lisa, thank you. Now let's get into it. W shot, by the way. Obviously, Sean, it was a great football weekend, and usually, as a fan of a team, you always understand. If fans of a team, I should say, is always ups and downs, or it's always that one nagging team, that one monkey on your back you just can't get rid of. And for the Buffalo Bills, the name is the Kansas City Chiefs. I don't know what it is. This giving me flashbacks of like when the Patriots used to always smack the Chargers early with LT in them. It's like you just can't beat this team. There's nothing you can do. They always go find a way to win. And I didn't even think the Chiefs should have. The Chiefs, I didn't think the Chiefs go cover this game and win. But the Bills crumble again. What was your reaction to seeing the Bills losing in such a heartbreaking fashion?
So we didn't do our picks on Friday because obviously we didn't have a show on Friday, but I actually had the Chiefs winning this game. Yeah, I thought the Bills actually last week against the Steelers showed some weaknesses,
right?
And obviously, yeah, everybody's gonna point to the field goal that was missed in the game that would have tied the game or whatever. But if you go back and you watch the plays before the field goal, Josh Allen missed a couple opportunities to just check the ball down and get it and take a couple underneath routes. He got a little greedy. And, and I know a lot of people, especially the Josh Allen fans, shout out to Anti, but, who are going to apologize for Josh Allen. But, if Josh Allen gets the credit, Josh Allen's got to take some of the blame. But I thought the Chiefs were going to win because it's hard for the student to beat the teacher. And Sean McDermott coached under Andy Reid for many years in Philadelphia. He knows Sean McDermott very well. And to the Chiefs' credit, they had a really good game plan. And honestly, if McCole Hardman doesn't fumble the ball into the end zone for the touchback, I think the game's over well before that point. Chiefs, and again, these games always come down to in-game decisions. Okay, going for the fake punt. Buffalo, they didn't convert. Was massively could have hurt them. Again, that was a drive where Kansas City got the ball back and McCole Hardman fumbled the ball into the end zone. So, I think it's just, it was one of those games where you had to be on top of your game from start to finish. And to be very honest with you, it's levels to it, right? As much as people want to make Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes equal, he is not.
He ain't. Do you think that play a part in that? They're like, that's why he always try to go for the home run plays because he's too busy trying to outplay Patrick Mahomes? Because it happened all the time with that. We say that every time, like, bro, make the simple pass, bro.
Yeah, I think sometimes you can get caught up in the competitive nature, but obviously he's not matching up against Mahomes directly. But when you got number 15 on the other sideline, some guys tend to press. And, and again, I think to me, what was interesting with Buffalo was they were running the ball very well, with Josh Allen. Obviously, Cook had some decent runs. He got hit a few times in the backfield for a loss. But I thought they did a good job of running the ball, trying to control the game, control the clock. And then in the fourth quarter, they just kind of went away from it. And to me, that's what really got them in trouble. When they found their stride the last part of the season, SB, you and I talked about this. It was they were running. It was going through James Cook. It wasn't
running that football. Yeah.
So
and they look better when they actually run the football. They look like a way better team to me.
Well, I think they're much tougher to game plan for when they run the football.
Yeah.
But it's hard when you want to go out and try to win the thing. And again, Josh Allen, we know Josh Allen has a cannon. We know, what type of competitor he is. But there's times where you have to know to manage the game. And I thought in the fourth quarter there was some missed opportunities for Josh Allen just to manage the game.
Yeah, and I think he would have, if he would have just managed it a little bit better. Obviously, we could talk about the field goal. Like at the end of the day, you got to knock it down. But I also do think that does play a part with Josh Allen's problem where he go head to head with Mahomes. He try to outplay Patrick Mahomes. And then sometimes it's harder to look at the other guy on the other side do something spectacular. Now you got your guys looking at you like, hey, you got to show me something now. And then sometimes it does in the heat of the battle, especially when you got this team where I believe they probably would have dropped confetti if they would have beat the Chiefs yesterday because they would have just been like, thank God we finally beat them. So I just think the pressure of that playing the Chiefs did play a part in that too. So, yeah. Let you know what you guys think about that. I see y'all in the chat too. Salute Nicholas Brown. Salute Tiffany. Salute Lakers of 5. Salute Tosh. Tosh said a fake punt with DeMar Hamlin was crazy.
Yeah.
That was crazy. Now, on to the other one. But on to the other one. I don't know. We're gonna talk about the NFC Championship games on Friday. But I'm just saying that Ravens defense ain't gonna go for what they went for with the Bills just did. I'm trying to tell you. For Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid to still be making the AFC Championship games like this is ridiculous, dog. I'm sorry. You got to tip your hat to him at some point. You got to tip your hat to him for me because I'm just like, we ain't lose a draw. We lose this player. We lose this player. We lose this player. Mahomes, Reid, Travis Kelce, Chris Jones. We gonna get the job done. Because I think this fifth straight AFC Championship game.
6.
Six straight, yeah. And I think Mahomes, since he became a starter, he's been in an AFC Championship game. Good God. Child, man, look, man. Mahomes might end his career as the GOAT if he do this for another 4 more years, Sean, and get at least like 2-3 more. Sean, I'm sorry. But On to the opposite side of legacies when it comes to the Chiefs, you have the Detroit Lions. Sean, my whole life, the Detroit Lions have been trash. Trash. The last time they made an appearance to the NFC Championship game, I wasn't alive yet. I was born in 93. So for this team to see them do this is amazing to me. Just I never thought in my lifetime, I thought I was going to be an old man before the Lions get back good again. Give the credit. I don't know their GM name off the top of the head, but to rebuild this roster with what he did is amazing. Top to bottom, you got Hutchinson, you got Gibbs, you go get Montgomery, you bring it back Jared Goff. I'm going to talk about him in a second. Goff, LaPorta. They got weapons all around. This Lions team is a well-balanced team. But I feel that Jared Goff is saving his career, though, Sean, because no matter what nobody tried to say, and we went through a whole soliloquy with Stafford coming back, thought he was going to get praise. He left. But on the other side of that trade, it was another guy. Number 1 pick, 2 people. And Goff. They sent him to Detroit so his career can die. Everybody knew that. And people like everybody praising Goff now, but let's not forget how it was when Goff first got there. They was ready to replace him. He was just there just to be a placeholder. And for this man to lead this team the way he is doing, the way they coach too, that man, hey, I could tell he got that locker room in a chokehold. They'll run through a brick wall for him. But Sean, how do you feel about the Lions getting to the NFC Championship the first time? And also, how do you feel that I think Jared Goff is saving his career with this one run right here? If not, if he already done saved it.
No, I mean, but I think it's a testament to, his, fortitude and his willingness to, understand, listen, he got traded from a place that he didn't necessarily want to be traded from. But he was put in a situation where it's like, okay, let's go make the best of this. And to their credit, even when he had some tough times and some tough moments, they stuck with him. They weren't ready to throw him out. Yes, and again, I know we feel like we beat this dead horse all the time. The continuity of the head coach, GM, ownership is why Jared Goff is still the quarterback, right?
Yep.
Because a couple of years ago, the ownership could have moved on from Dan Campbell. They struggled. Could have moved on from Dan Campbell. They said, no, we're building something here. We don't want to always be trying to go out and get the quick fixes and blah, blah, blah. And part of it, I think, was because they understood they made a mistake with Jim Caldwell. They should have never fired Jim Caldwell, right? After going 9-7 and being in the playoffs.
Agreed.
So I think that's where they as an organization learned the lesson. But to your point, and and SBL, I've been on the Lions for about a year now. I've been telling people they were going to be like, and it was because of how they were drafting, how they were building their team. They have the best offensive line in football. Okay, they're the best offensive line in football. They built it that way. They're really good in the trenches on the other side on the defensive line. They got some really good athletic guys at linebacker. Their secondary is coming around, but again, going to get Cam Sutton in the offseason. Obviously, C.J. Gardner-Johnson, who had an interception yesterday. The Eagles did miss C.J. Gardner-Johnson this year.
Oh, they did. Oh, they did.
So again, it's how they built it. And shout out to them for not thinking, because everybody flamed them for taking Jahmyr Gibbs at 12. He is Alvin Kamara 2.0.
Oh.
He is Alvin Kamara 2.0.
That Gibbs kid cold.
He is cold, right?
That player is cold.
And again, the Bears threw away David Montgomery. The Lions said, the Lions said, no, you're exactly what we need. This combination, you two, will be the foundation of our offense, right?
Sure. Ask the Bears if they miss David Montgomery.
Thank you.
They missed that man this year.
So again, it's one of those situations where I think they just understood fundamentally how they wanted to build it, and they built a culture. They play tough, they play fast, and they generally don't beat themselves. And this is why they are now in the NFC Championship game. And again, I know we're not breaking down these games until Friday, but they got a really good chance to win on Sunday.
You're gonna be shocked what my pick is on Sunday.
Yeah.
But MC Robinson said, "Hey, Sean and SB, in this modern era, the Lions went 0-16 and still made it farther than the Cowboys." Facts.
Yeah,
that's sad.
No. The fact that they literally have made a conference championship game this century, and the Cowboys haven't, is just laughable.
That's laughable.
It's absolutely laughable.
That is funny. That is hilarious. Have a career in the Suns. But so with this being said, if obviously, but just put a number on it. If we go on percentage, what's your percentage of that the chance the Lions really got against the 49ers? Because I see some Lions fans have videos like, yeah, we made it to the NFC Championship game, but we got to play the 49ers drinking beer in a shower. I'm like, y'all don't understand. Y'all kind of the Lions is a team that's built from top to bottom. They coach very well. They got a quarterback, and this is what I like about Jared Goff too. With the Gibbs thing, you know you got a guy who's electrifying back there, right? Throw the simple pass and let him make a play. That's literally all they was doing. Jared Goff didn't do too much of nothing. And this also meant to ask, do you think his previous Super Bowl run with the Rams is actually helping him be as poised as he is? I agree. I think so. Because I'm like, man, he quarterbacking like he been here before. People forget. Because obviously, they threw him to the waters. Sometimes another man's trash on me.
And again, it all comes back down to evaluation, right? The Lions, when they made that Stafford trade, they evaluated Goff as a guy they felt very comfortable with making the trade and getting 2 first-round picks out of the deal as well, right?
And they worked them 2 first-round picks too.
And they worked those 2 first-round picks. So again, it comes back down to one person's evaluation may be different than another person's evaluation. And again, it's all about putting him in the situation to be successful. They're not asking him to go out and to put the team on his shoulders, right? Cam Newton called him a game manager. He does manage the game well, but 3 or 4 times a game, when they need him to make a throw, for the most part, he's able to make those throws. And so that's really what it's about.
Every time. He definitely can make those throws every time. But let us know how you feel about these Detroit Lions. This is good to see. I didn't know it was this many Lions fans either. They just coming out the woodwork. But I understand, though. how bad they been, I be had too. But
most diehard Lions fans, though, they will tell you they Lions fans,
they'll tell you.
Shout out to all the Lions fans out there. Enjoy this run. It's been a great run. And, let's see if it continues past Sunday.
Hey, I'm hoping for a Ravens-Lions Super Bowl. I ain't going to lie. And speaking of the Ravens, man, my Texas train has ran out. Lamar Jackson and the Ravens defense is just too much for C.J. Stroud. The Texans, the Ravens win 34-10. Sean, this Ravens excuse me. This Ravens defense is legit. Lamar Jackson balled out here this game, but honestly, he didn't even have to do as much as he did. The Ravens defense is legit, Sean. Like, this is a Super Bowl ready defense. Lamar can be a game manager, and they will win perfectly fine. So, for me, when I'm watching this game, I'm hurt that my boy went out of there, but it's just different for the big dogs. You got to take your time. I'm happy that the Ravens actually advanced too. But C.J. Stroud will get better and better when it comes for him. But that defense, Sean, that's all I was looking at when I was watching that game. I'm just like, bro, this defense is just ridiculous, dog. They couldn't do nothing. The Ravens started off bad offensively, but the defense was not giving up nothing. I think the Texans scored 10 in the first. I believe they scored it in the first or like early second.
It was early in the second. Yeah, because they had a punt. It was a punt return they scored on. And it was 10-10 or 13-10 at halftime. It was a very close game at halftime.
Mm-hmm.
But again, the Ravens hadn't played really in 3 weeks because they sat their starters week 18 against the Steelers. So they were a little, again, I don't want to say sloppy, but they weren't in. They were out of sync in the first half for the most part. Even Lamar and Zay Flowers, normally they connection is very, very tight. They were a little out of sync in the first half, but credit to the Ravens, they weren't trying to win the game in the first quarter, right? They literally, had to play, almost basically 3.5 quarters of football. And and again, when Lamar needed to make a play, and again, I'm going to give the Texans defense a lot of credit because they gave the Ravens some looks they probably were not necessarily expecting. They didn't blitz a lot, but they did blitz. Well, let me not say they didn't blitz a lot. They blitzed.
They were blitzing.
Ravens were expecting, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which again, D'Amico Ryans, they're not a heavy blitz team, but they did blitz quite a bit. And to the Ravens' credit, they made the adjustment, especially at halftime, because that's what it's about. Mm-hmm. And they were able to pull it out. But again, if I'm a Houston Texans fan, I'm very excited. Happy. Very excited. The present is bright. The future is brighter. Mm-hmm. And you got seemingly the right head coach. You got the right quarterback. You got some really good young players on both sides of the football. And now it's just a matter of continuing to build it.
Yeah. If you're a Texas fan, every main thing that you were really worried about your team with, you don't have that question mark. Like you said, Sean, you got that coach, you got that quarterback, line out that bad, defense got potential. You just got to add little pieces here and here, tweaks here and there. And then, experience does help too. Experience does help. So I just like you said, if you're a Texas fan, you should be happy. And then on the Baltimore Ravens side too, like unless they lose anybody on this defense, the Ravens gonna be something to deal with because of this defense for the next 2-3 years. If they ain't losing nobody major, because I still think they gonna keep Roquan, Cal Hamilton, Marlon Humphreys was out. Is he returning? I know he was out.
That I'm not sure of. I'm not sure he's returning. Again, if you are to the Chiefs or any team that plays the Ravens. The cornerback spot is probably the weakest link, if you will, for that defense.
And it's not really weak, but it's just that they just so stacked everywhere else.
They're just so good everywhere else. So, that's probably what I'm trying to attack. But, again, at the end of the day, they're going to be a very tough. And again, the game is at home. Mm-hmm. And, and this is what the Ravens have been playing for. And as much as people, and I will say this real quick, as much as people have been hyping, Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes as the next Brady and Manning, it should have been Lamar and Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
Because Lamar, the only thing Lamar hasn't had up until this point is a lot of playoff success, which has always been on him. But when you talk about MVPs, because obviously Lamar's probably going to win MVP. He's going to be a 2-time MVP. Mahomes is a 2-time MVP, right? This is probably what we're going to see for the next few years, provided both teams and both guys are relatively healthy. We did some preliminary picks in the beginning of the year. This was my AFC Championship game at the beginning of the year. I thought these were the two best teams in the AFC.
Yeah, I think you did. I was trying to look at it and see that we put it on a picture.
We didn't put it on there. We just talked about it, but we didn't put it on there.
Yeah, but I'm not mad at that though, because obviously you never get counted out Patrick Mahomes at any point in time. They got any chance every day. As long as Mahomes and Andy Reid, they got a chance. But this Ravens team, like you said, it could have been Lamar and Patrick Mahomes, but like you said, you can't necessarily really give it to Lamar because he didn't really have playoff success. And honestly, I don't really think Josh Allen really deserved it either, because he didn't really have too much playoff success either. If anybody who deserved it, that everybody's forgetting about that man, he's going to come back next season, is Joe Burrow. I think Joe Shiesty and Patrick Mahomes should be in that conversation because Joe had the success with his team in the playoffs. Now, could he get better individual awards? He got to work on that. Like Lamar got the individual awards. So it's like tit for tat. Only person that got everything is Patty Mahomes, and that's why he's still to the best, still number one.
Yeah.
Now, Sean, this one I was still running around doing everything. I caught glimpses and pieces of this game a little bit, but from what I did watch, I caught ends a little bit of the first, second, and I caught like the tail end of the fourth. From what I did see, I think the Lions can get the 49ers because the Green Bay Packers, for this game to be as close as it was, and they was going at it. And this is another game that, like, a field goal was part of the reason, we could have changed the difference in the game, but, you got to knock it down. What did you really see from this game? Because, like I said, I caught glimpses and pieces, but if the Packers took them to to the wall to almost beat them. I don't know if you take Detroit lightly, you're gonna lose.
So I'll tell you this, SB. There's sometimes where you win a game, and there's sometimes where the other team gives it to you. Yeah. Green Bay gave this game away. They gave this game away.
Why you say that though?
There was several times in the game where Green Bay had a chance to really take the game over. And there was some questionable. Darnell Savage dropped a pick six, literally. He had a pick six against Dallas. Yeah, he catches that when he's going to the house. There's nobody catching him. It's literally dead in his hands, right? There was a 4th and 1 that was there, and there were some bad spots in the game for Green Bay. I'm not gonna lie. If you go back and you watch the game, the official spotted they gave them some terrible spots on the ball. There was one of them that I thought that LaFleur should have challenged, and he didn't challenge. And if you watch the replay, he's clearly over the first down marker, but they didn't challenge it. So that was one. Obviously, the missed field goal at the end of the game, people are going to talk about that. But to me, it came down to that Jordan Love had 2 interceptions. The first interception, again, trying to make a play. I get it. The second interception was Brett Favre-like, and it was no excuse for it. You literally have to play. And again, this is about knowing how to manage the game, right? Late interception, he did not manage the game well. That said, he played very well, but he did not manage that drive well at all. And you rolling right, throw back across your body. You got 2 timeouts. Throw the ball away. Or if you if you get sacked, you got 2 timeouts. You have to manage the game, and that to me is they did not play very good situational football late in the game, and that's what cost them the game. But to me, this was a game that Green Bay gave San Francisco. San Francisco had the higher score. San Francisco did not win the game.
So if San Francisco play like they played today against the Lions, it'll be even in San Fran, they'll still lose to the Lions?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. And then Deebo got hurt. They said it's a 50-50 chance he's going to play. Do you think that's going to hurt them a lot if they don't have no Deebo Samuels?
Oh, it absolutely hurts them because he's a big part of he's when you think about it, he's their physical toughness, right?
Yeah.
Greatest Christian McCaffrey has been, and obviously he's in the MVP conversation. Kittle, blah, blah, blah. Deebo Samuel is what makes the Ford. He's their heart and soul in terms of how they want to play offensively. And if he's out, and we saw when he was out earlier this season, how their offense really, suffered from it. So I think he's going to try to play. They're saying it's not as bad. The shoulder is not as bad as you think. They think. Yeah. But I would expect him to try to go. Especially because again, I'm not sure they can beat the Lions without him.
Yeah, no, I think they need him. Speaking of a lot of teams losing, speaking of a lot of teams losing, I want to ask you, Sean, was any bright spots for you in any team that lost? For me, I got to go Baker Mayfield. I think Baker Mayfield solidified himself back and being that starting quarterback because that game, they was going at it. Shout out Jared Goff. The reason I said Jared Goff saving his career because every time the Lions needed him to get down the field and score, he got the ball down the field every time. But on the other side, because I got questions with the Buccaneers defense. The Buccaneers defense they was like too inconsistent for me during that game. But for what Baker did during that game, bro, I have to go. For me, that's my bright spot.
Yeah, my bright spot is the Houston Texans. Again, they got a lot of playoff experience. They got playoff experience, and it's going to take them and carry them into next season. They really are ahead of the curve in terms of what their what their expectations were for this season outside looking in. And again, you know, I would think going into the offseason and to free agency, they'll be the favorite in the AFC South. Because there's questions about the Colts, and obviously the Titans are, likely rebuilding. Jacksonville, we'll see. But yeah, they should win the AFC South. And again, the question is, are they going to maximize this time with CJ Stroud on a rookie quarterback contract?
I would. You better. You better
maximize it. And again, I know they like their young receivers. They got pretty decent at tight end, but can you upgrade, and get you another playmaker? Can you upgrade, the offensive line? Because I think the offensive line is good. I don't think it's great. Can you add up the offensive line?
I wouldn't mind them getting like another threat for CJ to throw to, tight end, wide receiver, buff the line. I like Singletary, but I wouldn't mind getting another versatile back there, or like a heavy, strong running back. I ain't saying go get like Derrick Henry or something, but if you get him for the cheap, that's cool. So you just have that gap, like something. They just need another dynamic weapon too. Obviously, they had Tank Dell, but with Tank Dell being injured, that was one of his best weapons. That kind of ruined them. So like, you want to have that other guy. So just in case your one guy who was electric, who makes plays for you, was gone, you got this guy. That's what I like to say there.
So they get Damian Pierce back, who they like a lot. He ran really well.
I forgot about him, bro. He been gone all this year. I forgot about him.
Yeah. So you get him back, more than likely. I think they do kind of need to add kind of that kind of third down electric type back as well, and just continue to evolve the offense, right? Because that's the other part. I don't know if they're going to lose Slowick, the offensive coordinator, to a head coaching job. Possibly. There's some jobs open out there, but if they can keep him, that bodes well for, again, the continued growth of that offense and CJ Stroud.
He got a question by Mike. My bad. So are you saying that the inexperience is what cost the Packers the win? 100%.
I think they played a factor. I think it definitely played a factor. But again, if you watch the game, they were pretty much in the game the entire game. And at one point, it looked like they were going to win the game without question. It was just
imagine if the Packers would have beat the 49ers, and then we would have had the Lions versus the Packers, the NFC North in the NFC Championship game. That is disgusting. That would have been crazy.
It would have been crazy. It definitely been crazy.
It's been crazy. She said, speaking of Baker Mayfield, Baker Mayfield is what Johnny Football to be if he took football serious. Possibly. I mean, yeah, you can say that. Yo, Jacksonville took a tough loss again this season after what last season was looking like for them. Yeah, I don't know what else Jacksonville really can do, because I think Trevor Lawrence should be on his last. He's going to get that extension. He should be already off that rookie contract. He signed it, right?
Well, no, he's extension eligible this offseason because he's after his third season. This is his third season.
Yeah, once he signed that, I don't know what else you could really. I don't know what else you really can add now, because that money here, this ugly.
Yeah, I think their priority is obviously to keep Calvin Ridley, to make sure they keep him because he's a free agent. Obviously, if you can extend Trevor Lawrence and get ahead of that, that helps. They fired their defensive coordinator, so they're going to have to, obviously find a new defensive coordinator. But I think the big thing for them is just, and again, I don't want to, browbeat this point, but kind of like with Josh Allen, for all the great stuff Trevor Lawrence does, the turnovers are very concerning. And and so, he's going to have to clean that up if they really want to be a real contender in the AFC. The AFC is listen, I think for the next 4 or 5 years, the AFC is a dogfight, in all honesty. And we're going to see, some really good teams and really good quarterbacks at home early because of just the type of conference it is. And I'm going to make a bold prediction too. Josh Allen will not make a Super Bowl in the AFC.
I agree. That's not crazy to say, because the AFC is no cakewalk. There's no cakewalk.
No.
There's no cakewalk. And his division ain't a cakewalk either because the Dolphins not going nowhere no time soon.
Right.
Then you got the Ravens, Browns, Steelers, Bengals, all in one division. Then you got the Chiefs, you got the Chargers, the Raiders looking like they're going to get their stuff back together. The Broncos might get their stuff together. Now you got the Texans as a dominant team. Like that's a lot of teams, at least like in the NFC. And that's why I would say, I meant to say this too, Sean. I'm glad you said that. I 100% know Belichick is at least going to the Falcons or Commanders because he's going to go to the NFC. You look at the NFC, it's kind of easier on that side. And then you go to a team like the Falcons where you really only need a quarterback and your discipline to help them. You see what just happened with the Lions. See the Packers just made a run. And you really only got one team to beat, honestly, and it is the 49ers. And the 49ers, money going to start becoming a problem. You ain't going to be – is you going to pay Brock Purdy top dollar quarterback money? Is you go what you going to do? And
well, they
start losing players.
They got a year before they can even do anything with Brock Purdy contract. So
it's
good for them. But yeah, honestly, yeah, to your point, if you think you want to be a real contender, go coach in the NFC. Because the conference is wide open, like you said, outside of San Fran and obviously Detroit.
Detroit now, yep.
So yeah.
It's ugly. Now, also speaking of another team in the NFC, Baker Mayfield said he would love to return to the Bucs with Mike Evans. Did Baker Mayfield do enough to return to the Buccaneers and be their starter?
Yeah, I think he did.
Me too.
But again, they got some real things they got to figure out with their cap. Their cap is a mess. Can they keep Mike Evans? And can they, is Mike Evans going to command, his value, or is he going to be willing to take a hometown discount, so to speak? There's that. And obviously, they got to continue to, add pieces, around, Baker.
Baker.
The key for Baker is you got to surround him with everything. When he was in Cleveland, he had success because he was surrounded with everything. They didn't have any real weaknesses when he was, quarterbacking that team. Successful.
People think Baker was bad. He's not a bad quarterback.
Not a bad quarterback. But again, where you control with Baker is you go out and ask him to carry the team or ask him to do too much. You don't want him to do that. So it'll be interesting to see. I think, it'll probably be somewhere in that Geno Smith, range. $35, $40 million a season. It's not going to be 60, but I think it's going to be $35, $40 million, for
That's still ain't that bad. That's still ain't that bad. $35 million ain't that bad a year. Not bad at all.
Yeah.
Then also, do you think Mike Evans should want to stay in Tampa, or should he just go ahead? Because I thought they were going to send him to the Chiefs, but I don't know. He might like it in Tampa. He already got his ring.
Yeah, I mean, listen, he's got a ring. He's got 10,001 yards.
He's a Hall of Famer too, Sean. I don't care what nobody say.
I think he's definitely getting fitted for a gold jacket. I think it's just a matter of what he wants at this point. Does he want a fresh kind of start? Does he look at, again, a team like Kansas City, if they don't get over the hump against, Baltimore, and says, hey, there's an opportunity there for me, and go play with Patrick and, and keep, and ride out the rest of my career, because, he's going to year 11. He might, I'm just guessing, he might play, maybe 3-4 more years, maybe. So I think, it'll be interesting to see. And I hope he tests the market, because he should see what his market value is.
I think he should too. Here go Tiffany. Mike Evans, you can't hire everybody, Tiffany. Good God, y'all can't hire everybody. Y'all don't give Lamar Jackson weapons to real. Y'all don't give him legit weapons to work with. Now, in year 14, Mike Evans, this when they gonna bring him to the Ravens. When he old, washed up, that's when he gonna bring him to Baltimore. But that's everything. That's everything for the NFL. Let's go to the NBA. Okay, so we get close to the trade deadline. But obviously, we get close to the trade deadline. it's going to be the awards. And one of these things I want to do at trade deadline week, the week of trade deadline, we're going to redo our awards. And I want to redo it again like at halftime and see if we can reevaluate it, see if we want to stick with our picks or not. But right now, I was thinking we was going to do an MVP thing. I think you was going to be like Joel Embiid. And Joel Embiid is the front runner right now. But Sean, tell the people who you got as MVP right now.
Today.
Right now. January 22nd. Today,
the MVP is Anthony Edwards.
Wow. And man, MVP over Shea?
Yes.
Over Embiid? Over Jokic?
Yes.
Okay, you got to talk to me about this. You got to talk to me.
Anthony Edwards. Let me say this, man. You know, he is in the last couple of weeks, he's been on one, right? And he's been treated a lot. Some of his highlights, obviously, but when you just look at his numbers, you know, he's 26 a game on 47% shooting, shooting 38 from 3, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. He is taking his game to another level. And, you know, and again, as we talked about this, and I think he is having, obviously he was always ascending, right? We saw it from rookie year to now. But what you see to me is a guy who realizes every night he can be the best player on the court when he wants to, and it's leading to winning. Right? Did anybody? Let's think about where Minnesota was last year. Right? We're pretty much the same team. Now they made the trade, the D'Angelo Russell, trade, and for Conley and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Halfway through the season, but they were in the play-in.
Yeah.
Right. They were in the play-in. They are the number 1 seed in the West.
They're the number 1 seed in the West.
Who had them as the number 1 seed in the West this season?
No, not me. Not me. I did not the number 1 seed. I expect to be top like 5. Matter of fact, no, I'm lying because I had Minnesota being a play-in team again. Let me go back to my SB conference. Let me see. Yeah, but I had Minnesota out. Yep, they're the number 1 seed.
Yeah.
Sean, what do you have them at?
I think I had them in the play-in.
You had them in the play-in too? Yeah, you had them in the play-in too.
Yeah. So, and they didn't go out and make a major move or anything like that. They didn't go out and get a new coach. And again, I still don't think Chris Finch is a very good coach. But to his credit, he's doing a good job. But also, I think what you're seeing from Anthony Edwards is the international boost, right? There's always one guy or 2 guys who come back from international play that next season, and they just take their game to another level. And Anthony Edwards, it didn't go well in FIBA, obviously. He was the best player. He showed why he was the best player on that team, and he brought that experience back with him this season. It's taking his game to another level. So for me, it's Anthony Edwards.
Now, obviously, if you want to go away from Joel Embiid, because obviously he has a great case. For me, I think that because everybody was saying Luka for a second, but the Mavericks dropped off a little bit when Kyrie Irving was out of there. I got to go SGA, man. The OKC Thunder being the number 2 seed and that roster as young as it is, I'm going SGA. I got SGA as MVP. Very impactful, bucket getter, the most impactful player on the team. Even though I know everybody giving Chet Holmgren love, and Chet Holmgren is balling, they're looking like the Russ and KD. I don't know how they keep doing it in OKC, but they keep finding these young gems and talent. But that's how you got to do when you're on a small market team. But for me, I'm giving it to SGA today. OKC's winning, and with the young talent that they is, nobody expected them to be that good. Nobody did. Nobody. But then, you got, that's and I'm not mad at that pick, though. I'm not mad. I try to vouch for my boy Tatum from time to time, but I don't know, man. It's too many other people playing too good over Tatum for me to give Tatum the nod. So for me, for sure.
And again, I mean, obviously with the MVP is fluid, right? Because somebody could go on a 2-month run, and again, it could be Luka, it could be Tatum, it could be Embiid, it could be Joker, it could be Giannis. We just never know. That's the fluidity of the MVP race. But if the season were decided today, for me is Anthony Edwards.
Amen. Now, Sean, obviously you brought up the fact that Minnesota haven't made any moves, but 'tis the season of trades. Let's go through a couple teams, and we could say, do they need to be traded? Let me put my NBA stand over so I can see all the teams. We're going to say, do they need to make a trade? We'll talk about it. Not, and then also real quick, because we get a chance to talk about it. Pascal Siakam trade. WL, just real quick. Just give me your quick thoughts on the Pascal Siakam trade real quick.
Absolute W. Absolute W. They when you think about Indiana, they are not a free agent destination franchise at all. They don't sign big time free agents at all, right? So most of their moves are either through draft or trade. And the fact that they didn't give up any of their real young core pieces to get Pascal Siakam. And Siakam to me he's a Pippen.
Yes.
He's the perfect second guy next to Halliburton. And not to mention, I think adding Siakam makes them more attractive. So even if they were in a position to get a free agent,
they might go to Indiana.
He might go to Indiana.
You got a point guard who a bucket getter and who love to pass the ball right. Don't force passes like Trae Young.
Yeah, and guys love playing with him. They rave about playing with him. And I haven't heard guys rave about playing with a point guard like this in a very long time. So, I really, really, truly believe that that Siakam trade is, does it put them in the Milwaukee-Boston conversation? No. And to me, that trade is not for this year. It's for their future.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. As much as the Pacers have been giving the Bucks some fits, I don't know. If I'm the Bucks, that's one team I don't want to play. If I'm the Bucks, I play any other team in the first round. I hope somebody else knock them off because they're not saying they can beat the Pacers. I mean, not saying they can beat the Bucks, but that series will go 6 or 7 games. I guarantee. Yeah, I guarantee. Yeah. But all right, Sean, let's go ahead and go down the list. If you think the same team don't need to make trades, we just say no and keep moving. Minnesota Timberwolves.
No.
OKC Thunder.
No.
Denver Nuggets.
They don't need to make a trade. They need to be in the buyout market.
Well, I think they can make a trade only because he just got traded for the Pascal Siakam. Try to find a way to bring Bruce Brown back. Right. Because he got his money now.
That'd be a good move for them. They have to give up a lot of their bench because he's making a lot of money.
Yeah, he's making a lot of money now.
Yeah, so that's the only issue. So, and obviously, he's not getting bought out. So
no, he's not. Of course,
they got to be in the buyout market.
LA Clippers.
No,
Sean. I'm saying, come on, Sean. They done already traded for everybody and their grandmama. They don't need nobody. The Pelicans.
No.
Pelicans, no.
Well, let me say the Pelicans. I think the Pelicans.
I'm a 5 seed right now.
I think the Pelicans have to be having trade conversations. But I think their major trade conversations are going to come this offseason because I don't think they keep Zion long term. So
I wouldn't do it. If you could sneak Zion off, do it now. I try to do it as quick as possible. Ship him off like the RJ. I ship him to Toronto with RJ Barrett. That's what you should have did. You would have got Pascal. They should have got Pascal.
Possibly, yeah, but no, I think they'll be, and if they make a move, it'll be minor. It won't be major. It'll be minor. But I think in the offseason, they're going to be having conversations about moving Zion. They have to. I think they have to.
Dallas Mavericks.
Yes.
What would you like to see them do?
I'd like to see them go get a defensive wing.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
I'd like to see them get a defensive wing. Yeah.
Now, I agree. If they could, and Herb Jones isn't available for trades. If they could find a way to get Herb Jones from the Pelicans, I think he'd be a perfect fit for them.
Yeah.
Mavericks.
Yeah.
And another big too wouldn't hurt. Another rebound defensive big wouldn't hurt them too.
But Lively, I think, has exceeded expectation.
Yes, he has. Yes, he has.
Yeah, I don't think they want to do anything that messes up his development, his continued development. But if you can get a guy who comes in and doesn't throw that off, certainly would would definitely consider it.
Phoenix Suns. I already know that. My answer: to get a goddamn point guard and have Bradley Beal come off the bench. It's that simple. It's literally that simple. It's that simple of a fix. If you're gonna keep this together, get a point guard like a Tyus Jones, maybe. Bradley Beal just come off the bench.
Well, let me ask you something. So you said Tyus Jones?
Yeah, Tyus Jones. Somebody like that. I don't know, like somebody real cheap that you can get. That's the cheapest and best point guard I can think of on top of the head.
See, I think there'll be a team that they'll be hesitant to make a move just because, again, of the makeup of their roster. They're going to have to be in the buyout market, And again, the guy for me to watch with them is Kyle Lowry, because if Lowry gets traded by Miami and is bought out, then I think Phoenix would be the ideal spot for him.
Phoenix, okay, that'd be nice. And no, I wish we would. I'll be mad. It's about trade Kobe White for Killian Hayes.
Yeah.
Sacramento Kings. I got to trade.
Yes.
Go get Zach LaVine.
Yeah, they got to make a move.
Yeah, it ain't hidden. They ain't looking the same.
Yeah, it's not hidden. And if I can get LaVine, and I'm going to say I'd want Drummond as a part of that deal. But
can we get Keegan Murray?
No, I'm not. That's my only. The three guys that's untouchable for me is Sabonis, Fox, and Keegan Murray. And I might even make Malik Monk untouchable just because of that firepower he brings off the bench. But I think they got to make a move. I think they are. If we were putting on a scale of 1 to 10, they are 9.9. They got to make a move. If they're trying to be in that conversation, they got to make a move.
They got to. Los Angeles Lakers.
Yes.
But what though?
I know everybody's on the DeJounte Murray thing. What's interesting about the Lakers, because I think two things. One, is Russell really that valuable across the league? If the Lakers are ready to go that quickly?
No, I don't. He has value across the league, but the Lakers are trying to pull what the Warriors did to the Timberwolves when they finessed to get Wiggins. They're trying to big up his value. You see every stat now. D'Angelo Russell last 5 games, he getting in his rhythm. He's going crazy. D'Lo, look, that's not nah. But I think they got to give D'Lo a chance, because I'm just like, what other guy that you're gonna get that's gonna fit what y'all got going on that's gonna bring what D'Lo got for that lower price? His value's too low. I don't know what guards you're gonna get. And if you want LeBron at one point, he's not gonna make it to the playoffs. He's not.
Yeah, and again, I think if I'm the Lakers, I don't want to give up, because again, if I'm taking D'Lo as a team, I want that 29 first round unprotected.
Unprotected for sure.
So is it? Let me just throw out this scenario, right? Just start this scenario. If you the Bulls, would you take D'Lo in that 29 for Caruso? And
I'm already saying no. Caruso can't get traded. Yeah. You get DeMar DeRozan, but I feel like he don't even fit, because I need, for the Chicago Bulls, we just need guys who gonna fit with Kobe White and what Kobe White got going on. We pushing Kobe White to the moon. I don't understand why they're not just getting rid of DeMar. Get rid of DeMar.
I think it's on the table. I think both he and LaVine are on the table if the right opportunity comes along. But
the problem with LaVine though is, I don't know if I'll go ahead.
No. I'm just thinking about the value of that 29 first round.
We need that. And the Reinsdorf already came out, because Reinsdorf don't pay nobody. He already said that you gotta pay him the king, not necessarily the king's ransom, but you gotta pay the regular price if you want him. You're not going to get no lowball offers for Zach LaVine. He just paid this man the max contract for a reason. So no, you gotta pay him. MC Robert said Embiid got 59 right now. Ooh, that's ugly. Who they playing? Who they playing?
The Spurs.
Oh, well, yeah. All right, let's go to the East real quick, and then we're going to shut it down and get up out of here. Boston?
No.
Milwaukee Bucks?
Yes.
Yes. A defensive guard. We can hit Alex Caruso. They need Alex Caruso so bad, but they ain't getting him.
Defensive wing badly.
Defensive wing, defensive guard. Something to help Dame. I'll be calling the Pelicans up to see what would it take to get Herb Jones if I was them too. Because Caruso costs too much right now because Caruso has been playing too good. So the Bulls are not just going to give him up for anything.
Yeah.
76ers.
I'm going to say no. I think they like what they got right now. So I would say no. I don't think they want to mess that up. So I'm going to say no on them.
Oh, I don't really see nothing that they can get in by the trade deadline that will make them better than what they are, make them no better than what they already is. So I say no to Cleveland Cavaliers. No. I'm gonna say no. Unless you just unless Donovan Mitchell just that disgruntled and want to leave, that's the only thing I really see you doing. But for me, I say no. Let the team let us get another year behind this team. Let's see what they do, and let's go into the off season. For me, any moves that made off season.
Again, I think their moves is not during the season. I think it's the off season. Yeah.
Well, they already made a trade, but after getting OG Anunoby, what else should the New York Knickerbockers do?
I think if the Knicks can flip Randall, I'm flipping Randall.
I heard Cat, but I don't think Cat can survive playing in New York. If they did what they did to Randall last season, the Cat white on his face said, "Get out of town during the playoffs." Cat ain't gonna last, bro. He gonna be gone. Julius got tough skin. That's why Julius took what they said, cursed him out, and then came back out next season balling.
Yeah, I mean,
I can't see nobody else, man. I don't know who they can get.
Yeah, the Cat thing would be interesting, but I just don't see. Again, I don't see Minnesota. They're the 1 seed. No reason for them to mess with their chemistry right now.
Yeah.
Again, I think that's more of an off-season move.
If they do. Your favorite team, Miami Heat.
Yes.
What is it?
Point guard.
Who though? DeJounte Murray?
He would be ideal.
He fits the Pat Riley way.
Yeah, he fits very well.
Yes.
But again, I don't think the value. I think Kyle Lowry's value is he's an expiring contract. I don't know what Hero's value is. I don't think Hero has that great amount of value. If you're Atlanta, do you swap Murray for Hero, thinking Hero's a better fit next to Trae Young? I don't know.
That backcourt would be terrible. Taj asked, "Would you want Terry Rozier?"
No.
He said no.
Yeah, in 2017, I would have wanted Terry Rozier. Not today.
Lee always trolling. He talking about trade for DeAndre Ayton. I mean, the Heat are tough for DeAndre Ayton up though. He'll be.
No, I won't. You don't toughen up milk. You can put it in the freezer; it's still milk.
Sean, you be killing me, dog. You be killing me with these analogies, dog. I don't really got enough for the Heat. I don't know who they can go get that to just make them instantly better. Pacers.
I think they're good after Siakam. I think they're good after Siakam, but again, could they get a 3-and-D wing, and could they use Buddy Hield's contract to get the 3-and-D wing? Because again, I think their big thing is if they got to add more spacing, more shooting, but if they could add a defensive wing to help them be better, and Siakam will help with that, obviously.
Yes.
Well, but just a guy in the backcourt next to the Halliburton who's more of a defensive guy, I think that could help. But
3-and-D wing. Orlando Magic. You see, they brought that old song back. Orlando Magic. Orlando Magic. They brought that song back. What you got for Orlando
though? I think Orlando is kind of in that they like their young players. to me, it's not so much them wanting to move a guy to get something. I think, can they move Jonathan Isaac's contract? Would anybody take that contract? I think so. That's kind of really will be the piece I would look at. Wendell Carter could be another piece that could potentially move as well. I don't think they have to do something, but certainly, those would be the two guys I would probably look at if they were going to make a move.
For me, I don't want to ruin a young core. Like you said, if I get rid of the Isaac contract, go ahead, try to move it. And I just got to get some like draft capital or maybe like another young player. I don't want to ruin what this young core got going on. Let's see what they truly can do. Make it to the playoffs for the first time in a long time. See what they do in the playoffs. See if everything goes well with them and then add off that. And then last but not least, my Chicago Bulls.
Yeah, again, to me, the key is can you move Levine? Can you flip DeRozan as an expiring? Where do you potentially flip those two guys? That would be the absolute key for me, is moving those two guys. And again, not about disliking them as players. I think DeRozan's gone after this season anyway. You don't want to lose him. And with Levine, it's just moving that contract and finding the right deal to move that contract.
For me, time to let him go. Bye-bye, Zach. Bye-bye, DeMar. For sure, DeMar should be gone automatically. Let DeMar go compete for a championship. And I think Kobe White's showing so much promise, bro. You just got to let him. This is what we've been waiting on with Kobe White. Give him his wings and let him fly. Even though Zach LaVine is trying to be a good guy, not be in his way. So, yeah, I'm with that. So, I say go for that. I'm definitely with that. Trade Zach LaVine. Anybody? I want young players. I want to go in the OKC way. OKC route way. But that is the show, though, Sean. That is the show. So, obviously, Sean, if you notice something too, you see my sack got a little bigger when I was down there in Atlanta. To the collection. I wish it could have been Dominique Wilkins. I was in Atlanta, but I found this 1992 NBA All-Star game, Big Zeke, Isaiah Thomas.
Okay.
To the collection. Yeah. I got Larry Bird All-Star game. I got LeBron. And I got Zeke. I will get a Dak Prescott one, but it might come with an L with it, so I don't know if I want that one. Just add something to the aesthetic of the background. Add something to the aesthetic. Make it looks cool. Looks cool.
Yeah. Well, breaking news just came in. The Titans are close to a deal with Cincinnati Bengals offensive coordinator Brian Callahan to be their next head coach.
We interviewed Harbaugh again twice. We see it.
Yes.
It's going down.
Yeah. Listen, I think it's going to come down between y'all and Atlanta.
The problem with Atlanta, they is on Bill Belichick heels. They said they want Bill Belichick. So now, only thing I'm going to be cautious for Atlanta is please do not let Bill Belichick GM. But if you that desperate, they going to throw him at the table, and Bill Belichick going to be doing anything and whatever. So, Sean, episode 46. Who you got for number 46? Obviously, Lee and that's saying Aaron Baines, Dennis Bell, Bo Outlaw, Jason Collins, John Concher. I don't know who that is.
Yeah. I'm going to baseball.
Number 46.
I'm going the baseball route for number 46. I'm going with Lee Smith, pitcher, played for the Cubs, played for multiple teams, Hall of Famer, dominant pitcher for 18 years. So I'm going with Lee Smith for my 46. Yeah.
Let me see who 46. Yeah, no, it's not nobody really here. Let's go. I didn't have nobody. 46 is such a weird number. Let's see.
Yeah.
NFL. Who NFL? Not really. Nobody really great. Yeah. Who wore number 5? Yeah, no, that's ugly, Sean. Not looking like nobody really good with number 46. Yeah, you picked the right one. He's the only person with a Hall. The person you picked is the only person that got a Hall of Fame. 46. So the person you pick. I'm going with your pick. Yeah, let's do that. I'm going with your pick. I'm not gonna fight it. 47, we could probably find somebody. We can find somebody with 47 on Friday, guys.
Yeah.
But thank you guys. Another great episode. I'm going to bed. I'm a halfway jet lag. I'm going to sleep. Sean is tired too. Appreciate you guys coming through. We definitely gonna get some more clips of where the videos up. We got the shorts coming too. So appreciate you guys watching and tuning in. Sean, any last word before we get up out of here?
Man, just looking forward to Friday. Get ready to break down these conference championship games.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, y'all gonna be surprised by some of these picks. But yeah, we'll definitely get to it on Friday.
Yeah, we're gonna get to Detroit for the win. And appreciate you guys. See you on Friday. We are out of here.